Hey everybody, what's happening? Son of a Silver Stacker here. In today's numismatic news and information for the 9th day of December 2021, I'd like to welcome you to join me at JM Bullion so we can look at the live spot prices. Gold's down 77 cents to 17.9137. Silver's down 12 cents to 22.43. Platinum down $12.68 to 962.21. And palladium down $17.29 to 1868.84. And the in-stock silver is now at 508 pieces. Now, quick stop over here to the in-stock status for gold. They're at 319 pieces. Now, our next stop today is the United States Mint, and there is something I wanted to show you that they've recently updated on the Mint's website for enrollments. It is the product limit. Now, this is the silver proof set. There is no product limit right now. Let me go ahead and scroll down a little bit further. There used to be a product limit. There was 58,000. Now it has been taken off. I'm not sure why. Maybe they've been they were able to procure the silver. Maybe they were able to find out exactly how many they were able to make this year. But either way, there it is. And silver, fractional silver is back, folks. And these are the designs for it. And there's going to be 5 women featured on these quarters every year. And we're really stoked. And they have updated the drawings to make it look like there's some coins on there. Now, the proof set, the regular proof set here, was at 42,900, and that has been taken off as well. So no product limit anymore for this enrollment. And there is an estimated cost of $18.50 per set. However, the silver one, there is a much larger price, and that's $60 per set. And that is just under a troy ounce of 3/9 fine silver. So fractional silver, smaller pieces of silver, less than an ounce, have a higher premium than 1 ounce because it takes a lot more energy and effort to make, well, obviously a smaller piece of silver. Lots of effort, major returns though. It's like having the least expensive home in the best neighborhood. You get a better return for your money. Now, next thing I want to do is just show you these designs for that coin. They're remarkable. And that Anime Wong is just stellar. I think that is going to be probably my favorite coin of the year as far as the quarters are concerned. May be this one from featuring Maya Angelou. Not sure yet, but check this out. So this just came out yesterday at CoinWeek, and it's written by Chris Bulfinch, dated December 8, 2021. Title of the article is Meet the Women who will appear on America's 2022 quarters. The United States Mint will release a new series of circulating commemorative quarters honoring American women notable for their achievements across a wide range of fields in February 2022. That's going to be awesome, you guys. This is huge. And they may even ship those quarters for Maya Angelou, featuring Maya Angelou, in January. So you may be able to pick these up at your bank or on eBay in mid to late January. Now, the 5 women who will be honored on the first 5 quarters in the program, Maya Angelou, Sally Ride, Wilma Mankiller, Nina Otero Warren, and Anime Wong, were announced earlier this year, and the coin's designs were revealed on October 7. That's right. And they're beautiful. They really are stunning, and I just showed them to you. The first quarter honoring Maya Angelou will be released on February 7th. The other 4 will be released over the course of the year 2022, though the clad in silver proof sets dedicated to the series will be available on February 10 and February 24. The only other release date for the quarters announced on the Mint's 2022 product schedule is for rolls and bags of the quarter honoring Sally Ride, which will be released on March 22nd. So 2 out of the 5 are already scheduled, and it will be interesting to see what the mintages on these quarters are. I don't imagine they will be huge. I mean, if you think about it, from 1932 to 2022, that's a few, it's a few years there. And if only 4 of those years are the women quarters, I mean, what percentage of the total quarters are going to be the women quarters? Very, very small percentage. So this is huge, folks. And not only that, is it huge for this particular year, may have a supply shortage or deficit, as they like to call it, that might result in a way lower mintage for quarters than we've seen in the past. Now, I do expect the circulation, the ones you get at your bank, could be in the billions or 500 millions. But I think the ones produced at the United States Mint, particularly the San Francisco Mint, will be the ones that I could be focusing on this year. And I'm talking proofs, silver proofs, and the business strike. Now, 5 women will be honored each year from 2022 through 2025, their quarters released at staggered intervals. Laura Gardine Fraser's bust of George Washington, originally drafted for use on the Washington quarter, when the design was introduced, will be the coin's common obverse. That's so cool, and it's really beautiful. Some people think he has a mullet, which I don't know, maybe he did back then. Maybe that was the thing. The program's authorizing legislation, Public Law 116-330, gives wide latitude as to who will be honored. The design of the reverse side of each quarter dollar issued under this subsection shall be emblematic of the accomplishments and contributions of one prominent woman of the United States, and may include contributions to the United States in a wide spectrum of accomplishment and fields, including but not limited to suffrage, civil rights, abolition, government, humanities, science, space, and arts, and should honor women from ethnically, racially, and geographically diverse backgrounds, and you could even say economic and religious backgrounds as well, I would imagine. The 5 women's achievements cover many of those fields, and their backgrounds reflect the diversity of women's experience in America that the authorizing legislation sought to capture. The women honored all, can't even speak this morning, I apologize. The women honored all faced significant varied adversity and won numerous awards and plaudits, both during their lives and, as in the case with the quarters, posthumously, right after their death. And that's really the only way you're going to get on a coin. And if you think about it, these women, they faced major adversity. There's no doubt about it. And I'm not trying to do anything here, but let's face it. When you are the trailblazer in your field, let's face it, people like to play the gotcha game to see how smart you are. So when you're a trailblazer, you have to be better than the rest, So not only do you have, ethnically, racially, and geographically diverse background in there, but you're going to get challenged mentally to see if you have the merit to stay in there. Because if you don't, you're done. And you are going to be representing your whole gender. I mean, there's a lot of pressure, a lot of stress on these folks. And the fact that they just shrugged that off and kept being a trailblazer, kudos to y'all. That's huge. Maya Angelou, the first notable American woman honored on the reverse of a 2022 quarter, is Maya Angelou, the legendary poet and author. Her remarkable body of work, which includes poetry, novels, stage productions, and spoken word, has earned her numerous awards and status as one of America's greatest writers. Angelou's life took her across the country, from her home state of Arkansas to San Francisco and the world. From the United States to Ghana, she worked and taught at a number of institutions, higher education, including the University of Ghana and Wake Forest University. Angelou died in 2014 at the age of 86. And I think it's really interesting. I think all of these women lived in California on top of that. Now, next paragraph says the quarter reverse honoring Angelou was designed by U.S. Mint Artistic Infusion Program AIP artist Emily Domstra and sculpted by Mint medallic artist Craig Campbell. It depicts Angelou with arms uplifted and a flying bird and a rising sun. That is so symbolic, so beautiful. And just gorgeous. And the one that's not a drawing, the picture of the coin, the cheekbones and the structure is so beautiful on that particular coin. Definitely my second favorite, or if not tied for first. Now, Sally Ride, will be the second woman honored on the American Women Quarters program, born in Los Angeles, California in 1951. She was the first American woman and youngest person to go into space, riding the Space Shuttle Challenger into orbit on June 1883. She had a successful career at NASA, served on commissions investigating space shuttle disasters, and advocated for both women in STEM, that's science, technology, engineering, and math, fields, and improved science education. Ride passed away in 2012 at age 61. AIP artist Alana Hagler designed the reverse honoring ride, which was sculpted by medallic artist Phoebe Hemphill. Hagler's design depicts Ride at left with a view of Earth from space in the background. And I would have loved to see some stars, or maybe the moon, or a space shuttle. That would have been fantastic. Or some sciencey stuff. That would be cool, right? Now, Wilma Mankiller, the first woman to serve as principal chief for the Cherokee Nation. Wilma Mankiller will appear on the third quarter issued in 2022. Mankiller was born in Oklahoma in 1945, though she lived much of her early life in California, where she began a career in social work and political activism. She returned to Oklahoma in the 1970s, where she became involved in tribal politics, eventually ascending to the political principal chief position. Her tenure was widely regarded as successful, and many of the initiatives she introduced and oversaw significantly benefited the Cherokee Nation. Mankiller died in 2010 at age 64. The reverse of Mankiller's quarter was designed by AIP artist Benjamin Sowards and sculpted by Phoebe Hemphill. Mankiller appears left, facing right, along with 7-pointed star of the Cherokee Nation and her title in both English and in Cherokee. Now, the next one here is Nina Otero Warren, suffrage activist. Nina Otero Warren will appear on the, oh my goodness, penultimate quarter issued in 2022. That's amazing. Otero Warren fought for women's suffrage and served in a number of municipal and federal government positions. She was born in New Mexico in 1881 and lived in a number of places around the country before settling back in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where she became involved in local politics, particularly the women's suffrage movement. She pushed for bilingual materials advocating for women's suffrage and served in a number of city and states offices over the course of decades in the early to mid 20th century. Otero Warren died in Santa Fe, New Mexico in 1965 at age 83. Now, Otero Warren's quarter was designed by AFP artist Chris Costello and sculpted by Campbell. It depicts Otero Warren alongside 3 yucca flowers. Right there, they're beautiful if you've ever seen them in person. New Mexico state flower, and the slogan, Voto para la Mujer, which means votes for women. That's a beautiful, love the Art Deco font that they used, actually a few different fonts, and it is gorgeous. She looks like a librarian there, very reserved, very astute, very, very beautiful design, no doubt about it. Now look at this. I don't know why they've made this one huge compared to the other ones, but there must be a reason. Maybe it's the most beautiful out of all the designs. Look at that, would you? And it's just gorgeous. Love that coin. Now, 2022's final quarter honors Anna May Wong, an early Chinese-American film star. Wong was born in 1905 and raised in Los Angeles, where her family had emigrated from China in the 1850s. Her career spanned decades in both the United States and Europe and included many prominent roles. She faced racism and discrimination throughout her life, but is remembered as a trailblazer for women in the American film industry. Wong died in 1961 at the age of 56. Wong's quarter was designed by Damstra, that's Emily Damstra, and sculpted by metallic artist John P. McGraw. She appears surrounded by marquee lights, right there, that's these, marquee like your name and lights, with her chin resting on her hand. Bam, those are the quarters. Now it says here, Allison Doon, the U.S. Mint's acting director from October 1st through the 25th, articulated the Mint's hopes for the new quarters, sharing the achievements of the 5 historic accomplished women being commemorative in 2022 around the time the designs were announced. This is what she said. The inspiring coin designs tell the stories of 5 extraordinary women whose contributions are indelibly etched into the American culture. Generations to come will look at the coins bearing these designs and be reminded of what can be accomplished with vision, determination, and a desire to improve opportunities for all. Now think about this. On top of all that, I mean, this is really awesome. Huge stuff. How many females are going to be welcomed into the hobby now that they see this? How many females were turned off because they only saw men on the coins, right? I mean, this is going to be huge, folks. The hobby could even get bigger and bigger from here. And really, I mean, anything that's this size has to grow, right? I mean, it's kind of just, it's getting bigger and bigger. The 5 women featured on the American Women Quarters lived remarkable lives, do you? And while none of the designs can capture the breadth and significance of their achievements, acknowledging them on coins will hopefully allow Americans to learn about these leaders whose stories may not be widely known. That's huge. Big stuff right there. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Now, for my +1 today, that's not my +1, but it will be my next thing I want to show you. This says, if we learn from an experience, then there is no such thing as a failure. And see, this is a hammer. And it looks like there's been a few attempts made here to drive these nails into the wood. But I imagine one of these times it will go in straight as an arrow. And we'll have learned something when it comes to driving nails, right? So that's huge. If we learn from an experience, then there's no such thing as a failure. And listen, folks, I want to tell you thank you for listening this long. I know that can get pretty wordy. So here's my music video. So I got a +1 and a music video that I'd like to share with you today. This is by World Party. It's called Ship of Fools. It's the extended version, and it's a pretty good song. It's probably it's a masterpiece. Okay, let's face it. And it definitely has some religious overtones. And if you want to give it a chance, give it a chance. If not, no big deal. No skin off my back. But listen, I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you hear and see, please subscribe to the channel. It's free. Son of a Silver Stacker, out.